Once upon a time, in a land deep within the Upstore, in Castle Apstoria, there lived the royal dating apps and their royal court. We had the Baron of Bumble, who is all about empowered connections. Sir Surge and Sir Scruff, who help you connect with the wonderful animals of the forest, like bears and otters. The Earl of eHarmony, for the lazy lover wanting someone else to choose the date for them. Lady Happen, helping you hook up with that cute guy that works at Office Wax. Countess Zusk, who brags about her advanced search options, including body type, religion, height, and more. And the good Prince Grinder, helping you find the right guy right now. Of course, Princess Tinderella. Swipe, match, chat, date, all based on mutuality. Since the Great Wi-Fi War, the kingdom has lived in hookup happiness. The land was rich with instant intimacy, thanks to the new monarchs. But there were those in the realm who still believed in the old ways. The rebels gathered their pitchforks, machetes, and signs of protest and headed for the castle Apstoria. Flames burned high as they beat down the castle door. The rebels were led by none other than the dial-up snakes. We had thought they had all died after the Wi-Fi war, but some remained, screeching and producing subpar internet speed. The prince and princess could take it no longer. Tangled in cables, Tinderella and Prince Grinder were taken to a secret location, far away from any 4G network, and they were concealed by some sort of spell, a spell they'd never seen before, with this strange symbol. Good Prince Grinder and Tinderella had no idea what to expect. But they didn't expect this. Tinderella and Prince Grinder must defend themselves in court, or else they will be deleted. You stand trial for destroying intimacy and promoting promiscuity. How do you plead? The court welcomes good Prince Grinder to the stand. Your Honour, if I may, sociological studies of intimacy described contemporary dating practices as increasingly demobilized by the use of online dating platforms such as myself. The modern internet user does not even need to leave his or her home to find a possible intimate partner in the virtual supermarket created by algorithms. Now, why is that such a bad thing? Your Honour, I call my first witness up to the stand. In order to protect his privacy, he's appearing today as Freddie Mercury. I was at a gay bar, trying out if I could actually get to know people while I'm out and about by myself. At the time, I didn't have a smartphone because they weren't really around in my era. I remember being approached by someone out of the blue. The guy had actually mistaken me for someone else. He thought someone he was messaging on Grindr. After this, I was struck by how many other people seemed to be absorbed by their screens. I realized that many of them were actually using Grindr. It's hard to miss with the orange light. I was missing out on an entire world. And at this point, Freddie, could you please describe to the court how you felt? I felt like I was missing out. I mean, I was there, physically, in the bar, but I wasn't there on Grindr. I felt like I needed to be in both. I mean, to have a serious shot at actually getting to know someone. Ladies and gentlemen, what Freddie has just described is the convergence of a physical and digital space. We call it a hybrid ecology. And in this ecology, you can be as picky as you like. It's just like ordering a pizza. Height, weight, you name it, I've got the option for it. With my help, users have created their own landscape with potential routes and imaginary journeys, which take their own position as a point of reference, and they relate it to self-selected points of interest. I'm not just a dating app, I'm a mapping device. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite my second witness to the stand, again concealing his identity today, so he is appearing as Mr. RuPaul. Okay, just between us Goyles, I think Grindr is now something like a resort island, providing a space or maybe a utopian non-place where gay men can come together in sexual community. Thank you, Mr. RuPaul. That's the truth, the tea, and the shade. The court welcomes Princess Tinderella to the stand. First of all, both Grindr and I are not about exploitation. We're evidence of Gen Y's sexual liberation. I call upon my first witness for the stage, who is appearing today as Prince. It's basically a hot or not. The hot get liked and the others get the flick. I use it to pick up. It's easier to click and type than it is to talk in a loud bar. It's the way society is going, and what the hell is wrong with that? Thank you, Prince. Hookup culture, as some people are calling it, is just a modern equivalent of a decades-old one-night stand pickup in a pub. While technology may be providing new ways for young people to meet, there is little evidence yet that this generation of digital natives is any more promiscuous than their predecessors. Critics believe that we're living in a pornified culture, and it is partly fueled by raunchy music videos, advertising, and fashion magazines. They also believe that it is exacerbated by apps like Me, our supposed online hookup space. They say that we're accelerating and often bypassing the traditional dating process, and that we encourage quick progression to sex. They think young women are being taught to be sexual service stations for men. Contrary to the notion that online intimacy is weakening our ties to each other and it's all narcissistic and superficial, I found that young people who are using my app are experiencing really enduring deep forms of intimacy they can't find offline. This is their space, and they feel that adults are prescribing what intimacy is supposed to be. This is an archaic assumption that sex is something women give men as opposed to an equal participation, and women having their own sexual agenda. As long as they're taking precautions, why can't sex be fun? This assumption that women are exploited and men are taking advantage of them is a very outdated view. Apps like myself and Grindr are paving the future of inclusion and destroying shame culture that apparently goes hand in hand with hookup culture. We're crushing the taboos that the patriarchy and years of conditioning have done to both gay and straight communities. We're making it fast and easy to connect, whether that be for a hookup or something more. We're revolutionizing the way that people date. And so our brave heroes' court case was dropped. They returned to their thrones, and so doing returned peace to the realm. The dial-up snakes were placed in a drawer to be forgotten, and they all lived happily ever after. The end.